Hello everyone, it's Anita. Today is part 2 of Back to the Basics. Just kind of going over what exactly Magnolia is and really go in depth on how to use things and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people are newer to chalking and our stencils and everything like that. So I just kind of wanted to go over those. I'm going to do a project, probably 2 projects, just to show you our inks and our paste and our stencils. So this video may be a little longer than normal. I'll try to keep it as short as I can. But these are our stencils. We have different sizes. We have our 5x7s, which are the smaller size, and on each one of our stencils you get a care instructions. It tells you how to take your stencil off the backing, to apply the ink, how to remove it, how to clean your stencil, how to dry it, and how to store it. So all the instructions are on the back of all of our stencils and that, but I'm going to walk you through on each step, and I'm even going to show you how to clean your stencils. So this is our 5x7. This is our 8.5x11, and that this is our. We have a lot more of this size. This is actually the project I'm going to showcase today. I'm making my daughter that sign. This is our 12x18. And we have quite a few of these and that. And I'm sad to say that this stencil right here is on our retired list. We do have a retired list, and I will try to link it below, and it's also going to be up in my VIP page. So if you're not part of my VIP page, type in VIP and I will add you to it, because that's where you will get a lot of knowledge, contests, specials, and all of that. So I would love for you to come on over and join that. But this one sadly is on our retired list. I'm going to be sad to see it go. And this one is our 15x15. Oh, I don't have... One moment, please. Let me, oh yeah, okay. Squirrel moment, rewind. Okay, this is our, we have a size that is 12x12 as well. So this is our 12x12 size stencil. And that, I love this one. This one is actually being paused here in the next little bit. So if you really love this stencil and want it, you might want to order it now, because it is going to go on a pause. I don't think it's going to be retired yet. And then this is our 15x15, and this is our compass, and this sadly is going to be retiring too. I am going to do a video of all of the stencils that are retiring, at least the ones that I have that are on the list. I don't have all of them. I've sold some, but yeah, I'll do a video showing you which ones are going to be retired, and you'll actually get a glimpse of how I used to store them from 2 years ago when I first joined the company till now. Before, I didn't know what I was doing, but I mean, they still work. And that, so, but so that's our stencils. And I want to show you too, our stencils have a mesh netting, which is actually made into the stencil itself, so then when it's carved out, the stencil is there. So I don't know if you can see the mesh lining in what is free here, but that's where, you know, your paste and everything. So when you're cleaning, you want to make sure that you clean these really good, especially with ink and that, because you don't want it to dry into your stencil, your oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? Your do you ever do that? Your mesh. That's what I'm trying to say. Your mesh lining and that. So you want those to be clear of any debris or inks or chalk or anything like that. So real quick, I'll show you a couple ink projects that I did, because I'm not a big person that uses a lot of ink, which I'm actually going to challenge myself to start doing, is doing more ink projects, because I need to really do a lot more inks in that. And we have some beautiful new ink colors that I absolutely love, and I do need to order some more inks in that. So you'll definitely start seeing a little bit more ink projects from me in the future. But I did do this pillow for and this is ink. This is I'm actually have to say I was pretty proud of myself with this one, because this was my first attempt at inking. This is our Infinity stencil, and I did the moon in our sparkling silver, so it shines just a little bit, but you can't really tell probably in the thing. And then I just used our black. So this goes on my bed. And then I took our lumbar pillowcase and I did our Let's Cuddle, and I really love these our pillowcases, because this is a perfect size that fits on my bed. And I did Let's Cuddle, and then the Snuggle is Real on the opposite side, so I can change it up. And then I also like how our zippers are right here and that. So, and it's really great. But yeah, so those were my two ink projects that I did that I was pretty proud of myself, because I'm always afraid to do ink, because if you mess it up, it's hard to clean up. So I was like, oh no, I'm always messing up, always. You guys see a good project because I've practiced. But I'm gonna kind of do like a ombre effect, and I kind of wanted to show you guys how it's done. Now, some people do it a couple different ways. You can do an ombre effect where you do a color and color and merge them together, or you can do a true ombre effect where you do dark, light, and white, where it cascades down from dark to white, or light, or you can do light to dark. Yeah, light to dark going down. So I'm actually going to show you the one where we just merge them together. Now, I would normally fuzz this, but this one, as you can see, has been well loved, and I don't need to put it down on my tacky towel. So I'm just going to make sure I have it down really good. And I always like to take my squeegee and kind of run over, just to make sure that I don't have any air pockets, because I would hate for that to happen. All right, so what did she wanted, I have to remember what colors that she wanted. I didn't pull out yet. Ugh. She wanted yellow, oh gosh. Okay, well, we're going to do and then was it tiger? Oh, I should have had this ready before I went live. Sorry, guys. We'll do living coral. I know she wanted some really bright colors and that, so this is what we're gonna go for. So we'll do this is probably not the best color to well, see, now you get to see how our chalk paste comes. This is a new jar, so we have the foil. So you're just going to, I use a I call it a pointy tool. I don't know exactly the correct name. And I just kind of go around the edges of my aluminum. And just kind of get to a point where they meet, because I'm going to pull this off because there's going to be a little bit on here that I'm going to put back into the jar. So, and I just rub it back over the edges, and that I don't want to waste any. And then I'll just take my stir stick and just kind of go around the edges to get it off the edges and give it a quick stir. So it's nice and cake battery and that. And then this is our Tiffany teal. And then I have our, now this is our living coral. And I'm actually going to stir this one up because I haven't used this one in a while. And I just want to make sure that it's the right consistency, because your chalk does, after a while, especially if you're in the southern parts of the country, like here in Tennessee, it gets warm, and because they're water soluble, that it'll soak up the wetness, and that, so that's why we stir them. And then sometimes we'll take distilled water, and you'll see me when I get done, I will spray a couple sprays in here to maintain and keep it nice and wet until I use it again, because this is a color that I don't use a lot of, but I do use it. All right. So now I am going to do the Wild and Free. And what you do, I mean, this is probably not the best stencil, but she kind of wanted it that way. So I'm going to do that. Put the rest back in my jar. Then I'll come in with the yellow. Now the purpose of doing this way too is you want to make sure you leave a gap, because we're going to blend the colors. This is probably not going to turn out, so I'll probably have to redo this, because I may have to do the different ombre effect. But I just kind of wanted to show you how to use our stencils. And this is our magnetic board that does come in in business in a box. I don't like to say kits, because it's a business in a box. Probably one of the best decisions that I've made. All right, so I have my 3 colors, and then I'm just going to wet my finger, and I'm just going to get these to kind of blend together. And it's probably not going to be And when you're blending too and you're picking colors, you want to make sure that you got colors that are kind of going to go together, because see, your blue and your yellow turn into green. So that's okay, because that will match. And then I dip my finger again and kind of blend these colors. And I got to work a little bit faster because I don't want my paste to dry. It's kind of like finger painting. All right, so I think that's going to be good. And that, so now we're going to reveal it, and then I'll send her a picture and make sure she likes it. Oop. Did not want to do that, but we'll see. So I'm going to kind of get it from the corner, but I want to get it in the middle because I don't want to stretch my stencil. Oops. So then I'm just going to pull it up this way. Uh-oh. That kind of bled. Yeah, see, I used too much water. So this is what not to do. But that's okay, because I wanted to, any boo-boos I make is good for you to see and not what to do. All right, so I'm going to take my stencil, and I'm going to lay it flat in my water and that. But you can kind of see the effect that's going on, see how it went in. So it's cool, but I just, I didn't have, I put too much water. So that's what caused that much bleeding. And that's what I kind of thought. But that's okay, because you know what, my mistakes is a learning tool for you guys. And that, but you can still see what a cool effect that I was going for and how it is. So I will redo this later on off camera and redo it with less water. So less is more. That's what, and just like when I'm chalking and I tend to press too hard, and I know not to press hard and that, but I do anyway, and it's annoys me that I do it, but then I know not to do it. All right, so this is our mister, and I have distilled water in here, and I'll show you. This is what I get at Walmart for 98 cents. It's the Parents' Choice distilled water. And you just want to make sure that you use this distilled water in it, because you don't want any bacteria or anything from tap water to get into your chalk paste or your inks and cause any mold growth or anything like that. So I always will just spray 2 squirts just on top and leave it. And then I will close up my jars, make sure that I have them nice and tight. And then when I go to use them next time, I will stir them really good. And if I need to add any more water, I will. But I try to, once a week, I do what's called paste maintenance. So I will take all my paste and I will open them, stir them really, really good, and add water to them if I need to. Sometimes I don't do it every week. Sometimes it's, 2 weeks or maybe even a month. But I use my chalks, I'm trying to do projects all the time, so my paste doesn't dry out and that. So, but that's how I do it. Now, other people may do it different, but it's just up to you. And that, but it does help keep your paste the consistency where it needs to stay. Just like anything else, if you're a stamper, you have to re-ink your stamp pads after so often, and that to get them back to their performing. That's just the same way as with our chalk and ink. All right. So let me show you how I clean my stencil really fast. I normally go right to my sink. As soon as I'm done, I pull it up and I will wash it. Now other people may do it differently, but this is how I do it and maintain. I have stencils that I bought 2 years ago that I have used. You know, the company says that you get 8 to 12 uses out of your stencils, but I've had mine for 2 years, and I've used them multiple times. Now this is our let me show you. This is our scrubber. This is what it looks like new. It has the bubbles and ridges, and the back side is flat. A lot of people say that it looks kind of like a magic eraser, but we don't have any chemicals in our sponges. Mine's a little dirty, but that's good because that means you're using it a lot. So I always have a thing of water next to me in case I can't get to my sink and wash them. But you always want to make sure that you put them down with the sticky side up, and that's how you're going to do it. So, and then I just, you know, rub it back and forth. But if I'm in the sink, I use my sprayer to spray the ink off. And then I will take my sponge and just go over it and make sure I get all of it off. And then pull it up. Make sure that I have none in my silk screen, and then I'll flip it back over on the sticky, where the sticky side is up, and I'll just kind of brush over to make sure that no debris or any of the chalk paste had leaked through since that bled and that. And then now sometimes you may get some fuzzies or something, and it may be on the green. That's okay. If you can't, if for some reason you get ink on it, because ink tends to stain your stencil and that. So then I will come over here and I will lay it down on my tacky towel, and then I will let it air dry. And I'll let it air dry till it's completely done. And then I will take my backer sheet. Once it's completely dry, then I will just line up a corner in that and then put it back on its backer sheet. But I'm going to let that dry. Move this out of the way. And then I'm going to show you a quick inking project. Actually, I'll put this over here because I'll need it for... Now you can ink on almost anything: fabric, wood, glass, metal, ceramic, anything. I have this coffee mug that I did pick up at the dollar store. I mean, if you have watched me for a while, you know I tend to only use Magnolia stuff, but I will, you know, go to Dollar Tree and get glasses and plates and candle holders and stuff like that. But so yeah, so I am going to ink this mug, and I'm going to use our... Oh gosh, I forgot to look up the name. I will put this in the description. This is, I want to say, our Mother's Day stencil. It's our minis. It's a mini. It comes with Happy Mother's Day, Mom Life, the mom. I want to get a hat because I really want to make this and put this in the center of a hat. That would be really cute. Or on a t-shirt that has a pocket, or in the corner. And then I'm actually going to make some cards for Mother's Day using these, because it says Happy Mother's Day and World's Best Mom. I like this mom with the flower. I would really like this one. I'm that mom. Because that was me, especially when my kids were in sports. I was that mom. But, yeah. So I actually think I need to, I love the chaos coordinator. That would be perfect for a hat as well. I do love our minis, especially for hats, because they're the perfect size. I have another cup. I may make, I'll see, I want to get some other colors for ink. So with the ink though, I have made some other cups using this, so that's why. And you can see that the ink does stain it, but it doesn't stain the letters that I need. So, all right. And since I've used this one already, I'm going to, yeah, wait, so I need to put it on this side. Because I'm right-handed, so you want your handle on the left, because when you're drinking this, this will be showing on outside. So I don't need to fuzz this because I've already fuzzed it and used it before. But if it was brand new, I would fuzz it a lot. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, maybe 3 or 4 times. But I want to make sure this is down. Then I'm just, now our inks, as you can see, our inks have the white lid and our paste has the black lid. That's how you can tell which is which, because you don't want to have the wrong one. Now I do recommend using ink on these. I have chalked paste on cups before, and they've worked. I didn't have any problems with them, but I will use ink. And I just did a tumbler. I used our cheetah print, and a friend made me a girl boss off of her Cricut in the words and sent it to me. So I actually have that. I just put a coat of Mod Podge dishwashing stuff on it. So it's going to be a minute before I can actually use it. So I'm just taking off the excess and that. And this is such an this is an easier project. And now I'm just going to lift this. Now it does look like it bled a little bit, but that's okay because I can take one of my, I need to get a new stencil, because sometimes when our stencils, you use them a bunch of times, like I have that one, I probably stretched it a little bit, but I can come in here and just take and clean that up. So I'm not too worried about it. Boy, I'm just making all kinds of mistakes for you guys to see today. But yeah, that's what I didn't, doesn't look like I had it down tight enough either. So, well, you know what we'll do, I'm just going to, before it dries, I'm just going to start over. I'll just use the other one. I need to get a new stencil, because that one, I mean, I have used that one probably 25-30 times, and the one thing I will say about when you do the minis and you're pulling on them, because there's a different pull on ceramic and that, it will tend to stretch them a little bit, and I think that's what happened with that one. So you know what, we're going to I'm going to do the mom, this one, And that, sorry if you can hear my puppies crying or barking, because I put them outside so I can do this video. Now they're at the door and they're whining to come in. Okay. So I'm going to, I fuzzed it about 3 times. Alright, so now let's see if I can do this one without messing up. Oh, that's crooked. But hey, you know what? I used to be like, oh, so upset, or I wouldn't post a video if I made a mistake. And but now, you know, my mistakes help you from making a mistake. Is how I look at it now. Because I'm not perfect. I make tons of mistakes when I'm chalking and that, and I have to go back and redo the project. But I'm okay with that, because I make cards too, and you wouldn't believe when I'm trying to design a card and that how much paper I go through, because I'm off, you know, measurements or something, or I don't like the way that it turned out. Yeah, it's a whole process. But you know what? I'm human. I make mistakes, and I'd rather me make them than you. And I don't know everything. I mean, somebody else may have a better way of doing it. And I'm constantly learning from others. So I'm good. All right. Now let's see if I did this. Now it could be this cup too. Yeah, see, that bled too, and this was on perfect, so it could be this cup, because I know some cups at Dollar Tree, the like the wine glasses and that, some of them, the coating on it does stuff like this too. So this here, I'm gonna let it dry, and once it dries, actually, no, I'll do it after camera, but I'm gonna let it dry, and I'll take my Q-tip and I'll go in there and fix that, because I know this was downright. So it's the texture of this, because this is the first time I've gotten the bigger coffee cups from the Dollar Tree, and that I normally get the other ones. So I'll know not to use these for ink projects. But this is just an idea of how to do our inks and that, and how I wanted to show you how our stencils worked, how our chalks worked, and that. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below and I will get back to you. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos and subscribing. It means a lot to me. And I hope you guys learned something from my mistakes. But that's how we learn. We make a mistake and we learn from it, and we improve. So yeah, you just definitely want to watch, because this one is a lot shinier than the other cups that I've gotten before, and I've noticed that and everyone that I've done, I've had this happen. And like I said, that was a new stencil, so it shouldn't have done that. But it's an easy fix. Like I said, I'm just gonna let this really dry, really good, and then I'll go in and fix it, and then I'll put my Mod Podge on top. Oh, let me show you the other cup while I'm thinking of it that did come out. I will be putting another coat on, but this is our cheetah, and I just took my plain tumbler and I put on it, and then I have the girl boss, and that I'll probably go in and maybe put another line of cheetah right here. I don't know, I may just leave it or put cheetah here and here, But I did take and put one coat of the Mod Podge dishwasher safe gloss, and then I'll probably put two or three more coats on here, and then it'll be ready to use. But I love the way that it came out. So, and this was I did this the other day, so I'm gonna try it a few more times with toners and see how I like them that. I believe that's gonna be it for this video. I so much appreciate you guys sticking with me and watching and seeing how everything works. And like I said, if you have any questions or anything, please drop them in the comment below and I will get back with you. Until then, stay tuned for part 3, and that will be going over our tools and that for Magnolia. Alright guys, happy chalking.